Welcome everyone to Ravnica Roulette. This is a web series themed around Magic the Gathering. In this series we're going to be playing a couple of games of Magic with various cast members from Dum Dum Die.
Yeah, I think Stefan's being very kind when he says playing, when it comes to the fact that I'm the most experienced of the Dum Dum Die cast in Magic, and I have played Magic 3 times.
I'm sure you'll do alright.
I mean, yeah, it's not like you're a pro or anything like that.
Nothing of the kind. Now Carla, you're not traditionally a Magic player, you're more Dungeons and Dragons orientated.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
In today's episode we're going to be playing with some of the guild kits. I'm going to be representing the Golgari Swarm. And Carla's going to be playing as part of the Dimir.
Well, no, because if the Dimir existed, they would be a spy clan, and obviously they don't exist.
Fair enough. Okay, so I'm playing against an unknown guild who may or may not exist. We'll see how that goes.
Well, if I win, they exist. If I lose, they don't.
The guild kits are pre-constructed decks that are ready to play straight out of the box. You can purchase them. They come with a pre-made deck, a guild pin, some stickers, obviously themed around the specific guilds. So going into the game, I'm excited. I'm representing the Golgari Swarm. It's been some time since I've played it. I'm a big fan of Ravnica, so anytime I get to represent one of the guilds, I'm excited.
I am really... So, I got my deck. I'm excited because, you know, I'm going to represent. And then I look at my cards and it's just like text.
Yo guys, I'm sorry, I have not seen some of these things in my life.
Yeah, sometimes you find yourself not quite drawing the cards that you need, or having to mulligan out to 3 or 4. That variance it's part of the game. That random element is just one of the things that you have to deal with.
I mean, okay, wait. I'm so sorry. This is gonna give me a moment because these things are higher grade.
You happy with that hand? You're gonna keep that?
Yes,
one?
and I'm gonna look at this card,
cool, yeah,
and I'm gonna play it where it lies. So I feel like we might have to add quite a lot of smack talk because I feel like I might die very quickly.
That's fine.
But now I've looked at it, and what has that done?
Okay, so you can elect to keep it either on the top or on the bottom. Say for argument's sake you need a couple of lands, it's a land, keep it there. If it's not a land, you might choose to put it on the bottom to increase your chances of drawing an actual land card.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
I'm happy with that one.
Okay, sure.
Alright, so I get to go first.
Yes.
And I'm going to play this, and then you can explain it to me. I'm playing Dimir Aqueduct, which comes in tapped, which is a land,
yes.
right?
Okay.
So, and it's free to play because it's a land, and it says it enters the battlefield tapped, which I have so done, and when it enters the battlefield, return a land you control to its owner's hand. So I can't do that.
Okay. So in order to play that specific land, you would first need a different land.
Oh, do I need one to play?
The benefit of that land is that when you do tap it, it produces an additional mana. So momentarily when you play, it's going to set you back, but later on in the game, it's going to give you an advantage by ramping your mana.
Oh, okay, well then I will just play my other guild gate, because I've got lots of gates.
Cool. Okay, so that's also a dual-colored land there. It comes into play tapped, as you mentioned, but it taps for either blue or black, so it's a great turn 1 play.
Yeah.
Okay, from my side, I will then go, I will draw.
You can have your turn. I'll pass.
Okay. I'll play Swamp, and then I'm going to play Deathrite Shaman.
Okay, because I have no idea what it does.
He's an elf shaman, he's a 1/2, and he's got 3 different abilities. So pretty potent card, especially as a 1-drop. Turn 1 Deathrite Shaman, this is awesome.
And then, because I was ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is bliss. I thought, I can maybe win this. I've won my test games, like all 2 of them. This is going to be okay. It wasn't.
That's going to be me for the turn. I'll pass over to you.
Okay, I untap. I draw. Okay, I'm going to play this land. And then I'm going to pass my turn to
Pass
you.
the turn. You're up to some sneaky Dimir things here. Maybe some counter magic. I guess I'll have to wait and see. I will play a forest, and I will go to combat and attack you.
No, instant. I'm going to do something.
Sure. I'm moving to combat, sure. Okay.
I'm going to stop you right there with an unexplained disappearance as your return target creature to its owner's hand, and then I surveil one. Sure. Look at the top card of your library. You may put that card into your graveyard. So this one's going to go in there, and then I'm going to do that.
My Deathrite gets bounced. I'm not too worried. So cheap. I'm just going to cast that 1 trade again.
But I didn't realize that he's 1 cost. So, I mean, it was like, here, put it, and he's like, okay, I'll just put it down again. So, I mean, it seemed like a good idea at the time.
Okay, so you've returned my Deathrite Shaman to my hand.
Yes.
I now wish I played my mana differently. So in my second main phase, I will just recast the Deathrite Shaman. And with that, I'll pass the turn to you.
Which I really need because I don't think I know how I'm playing this game. I'm going to tell time, use telling time. So I look at the top 3 cards of your library, put one of those cards into my hand, one on top and one on the bottom. So, ooh, okay. One on the top, one on the bottom. And I keep one.
And one into your hand.
I'm going to keep that one, I'm going to put that one there, and I'm going to put that one at the bottom. And you go to my graveyard. And then I'm going to play an Aqueduct, which comes in tapped. And then I'm going to return this one to my hand. Then I have 1 mana. Or not like I can do anything with it.
No, you've used the 2 mana for that.
So I then pass my turn to you and hope you don't murder me.
Okay. I am not going to attack, I'll just pass the turn over to you.
Now I'm worried. Untap. Hey, look at me, like pro. Okay, I'm going to play land. So now I have 4.
Yes.
Okay. I am going to play this sorcery as you glimpse the unthinkable and take top 10 cards of your library and put it into your graveyard.
Top 10. Okay, that's a pretty cool card. Okay, 1.
So then
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. A lot of my lands, which I'm not very happy about.
Let's take the mana away from you. I think actually it was maybe meant for my deck, but that's how I played it. Don't judge me. Oh, I passed my turn now.
Okay, at the end of your turn, I am going to pay 1 black, tap the Deathrite Shaman, exile target instant or sorcery card from a graveyard. I'll exile your Glimpse the Unthinkable.
I feel like I have another one, so it's fine.
That's cool. You lose 2 life for that.
18.
18. Okay.
It's okay.
Tap.
I can come back from this, I think.
I'll play Guildgate. That taps for either black or green, but comes into play tapped. I'm going to tap the Deathrite Shaman.
Wait! I do something!
Yes.
With my last gasp, I make sure he gets -3, -3.
-3, -3. Okay, cool.
Until end of... Wait. Yeah, until end of turn.
Okay.
And I can afford it, because this is for 2.
Okay, so that ability is still going to go to the stack. That effect's going to happen, but it will at least kill the Deathrite Shaman. So in future, this.
Oh snap! Does it kill him? I thought it would just make him like. Bing, so
no,
it
that's
would
going to kill him
ping
because
me.
he's only got 2 toughness. That gives him -3. So the moment he
That
hits
worked
0
out so
toughness.
well.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, I'm
That's
not
cool.
laughing at your unfortunate death of your deathly thing.
So what I'm going to do is
it
I'm going to exile target land card from a graveyard. I'll exile one of my lands that allows me to add mana to my mana pool. I will add 1 black. Then I'll tap another 2 green here and a black, and I'll play Golgari Findbroker. He has an enter the battlefield ability. When Golgari Findbroker enters the battlefield, return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. Now you play Glimpse Unthinkable, which made me mill 10 of my cards, which in a graveyard Mantis deck like Golgari might normally be useful, but you basically just put a bunch of land cards in here. So that counts as permanent. I'll just return a land card to my hand. Now I'm starting to see the value with this Findbroker. And then your Last Grasp is going to resolve, and it's going to promptly kill my Deathrite Shaman.
Yes. So what you're saying is I should have known your deck better and not sent 10 cards into your graveyard.
Sometimes, but right now it helped because, I got a lot of lands in my hand, a lot of lands in there. Not really doing much. So with the Golgari Findbroker having summoning sickness, I'll pass the turn to you.
Because he's taxed, because he's a broker who's tired.
Fair enough, I'll take that one.
Thanks so much, I appreciate it. If Kirsten was here. I'm gonna play that land.
Cool.
And with that, I'm gonna just look at this for no reason. I'm asking for a friend. Okay. Okay, I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Play Ribbons of Night, which is sorcery. So it deals 4 damage to target creature.
Okay.
And you gain 4 life. So I'm going to take 4 life now. And if a blue mana was spent to cast Ribbons of Night, I get to draw a card.
Ooh.
which I'm going to do.
Okay.
So target creature means that, not
Sure,
you.
Gonna kill that one. Yep.
And then
that's
can I
dead.
take one of these to just give me the extra 2?
Sure.
Because I'm on 22.
And you're gonna draw a card. That's pretty nice.
I did draw the card.
Okay.
And then, because it's a sorcery, it goes into my graveyard. The flavor text. My favorite meal is angel's flesh, slain in agony and iced with black vinegar. There should be a magic cooking show. And then you ice it with black vinegar. Yes, yeah. And then I'm going to pass my turn to you.
Okay. That set me back a little bit there. Let's see what I draw here. Okay. Let's see. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to play Vigor Mortis.
Okay.
Yes, that is 2.
Isn't that an actor?
Nice, yeah, Lord of the Rings, I believe.
Yeah.
So 2 and 2 black, sorcery, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. I am going to find my Find Broker, put that back into the battlefield, and then if green was spent to cast Vigor Mortis, that creature enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter. So he's going to be a 4/5, that goes to the graveyard, and then Golgari Find Broker enters the battlefield. When it does, return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. I will return my Deathrite Shaman to my
Oh,
hand.
fancy.
Yes. Lots of graveyard shenanigans. I will then, that is summoning sickness, I'll tap 1 black there and play my Deathrite Shaman. And pass the turn to you.
Alright, I'm going to untap. So you played your Deathrite
Yes. I'm nothing if not a responsible planeswalker. I recycle.
Shaman. I'm going to play. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to play Barrier of Bones using this swamp. So it's a defender, and when it enters the battlefield, I surveil 1. So look at the top card of your library. I can then put it into my graveyard if I want to. Yes?
Are you playing another spell? You're tapping 5 for that.
Yeah, I'm going to play something
Oh, sure. Okay.
else. So then I don't have to put it in my graveyard, but I can, right?
Yes.
I'm not putting it in my hand, I'm just reading my cards to see if it's something I want. Okay? Then I'm going to play Lazav, the Dimir Mastermind, which is hexproof, and whenever a creature card is put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, you may have Lazav, Dimir Mastermind, become a copy of that card, except its name is Lazav, Dimir Mastermind. It's legendary in addition to its other types, and it has hexproof and this ability.
I place Lazav. I'm like, I'm gonna copy some stuff. I'm gonna copy his thing with abilities, which is really, really cool. And he's not gonna know what hit him because it's fancy and I assume he doesn't know my master guild. But he looks at me knowingly and is like,
Okay, cool. So with the hexproof, it means no one other than you was able to target with any spells or abilities.
Ooh!
So, Lazav the Untouchable. It's pretty fitting because he's a shapeshifter. He's actually the leader of the Dimir Guild. Which I can imagine for someone peddling in information secrets, being a shapeshifter is something pretty cool. So yeah, Lazav being one of the central characters, he's also a legendary creature. So the legend rule says you can't have 2 creatures of the same name on the battlefield. You have to choose one of them. So if you were to happen to draw another Lazav or copy him for some reason, you'd only be able to keep one of those. So just keep in mind, if you've got a legendary permanent of some sort, only keep one of them on the battlefield.
Okay, but if I drew a different legendary, which
as long as the name at the top is not
this.
the same, then the rule doesn't count.
Oh, so that's why it states very plainly that the name is the same.
The name stays the same. Yeah.
Alrighty. Cute. I pass my turn to
Okay,
you.
pass your turn. Okay. So from the Ravnica lore perspective, Lazav seems to be central to the current plot in Guilds of Ravnica and Ravnica Legions in terms of breaking apart the guild back.
Watchley would never do that.
Yes, he's trying to unsettle the 10,000 years of peace that's been seen on Ravnica. But we'll have to wait for the next set to see exactly what his schemes entail.
Well, you see, I was going to let you win, but now that you've mentioned that, I have to murder you because you know too much.
I know too much. Okay. Play Guildgate, Golgari Guildgate. That taps for either black or green. That is a 3/3. And then I'll go to combat and I'll attack you for 4.
So I will defend with my Barrier of Bones, which is a 0/3.
Okay, cool. At this point, I'm sitting there. I've got a 2 mana dorks out, including the Deathrite Shaman. I've got the Golgari Swarm with a counter on it, and I draw the Dead Witch Goliath. Then after combat, for 4, 2 and 2 green, I'll play Dead Witch Goliath. He's a 5/5.
Oh, guys.
But he has an ability Scavenge, 4 and 2 green. If I pay that, exile this card from your graveyard. If I do, put a number of +1/+1 counters equal to its power on target creature. But I can only do that as a sorcery, so during my turn. So I'm like, okay, this is a great way to put pressure on my opponent.
Explain like I'm 5.
Okay, if he somehow ends up in my graveyard, I can pay that cost, exile him from my graveyard, and then put a number of counters on another creature. In this case, it would be 5, so I can boost another creature's power and toughness by paying that cost and removing him from my graveyard.
Okay, cool. Good to know.
Okay, and with that, I will end my turn.
Boop. And tap in. That's the official untap sound for Magic, in case players didn't know. It's
Whoop. It's a sound I make, and I'm glad I made it because it made me feel happy, even though I was dying. A very slow Death Watch Night death. Is it called the Death Watch Night? What's it called?
I'm gonna play that land. Asking for a friend. What does transmute mean?
So if you pay the transmute cost, you can search your library for a instant or sorcery spell that costs less than the card in your hand, or the card that you had transmuted. So let's say your card has a mana cost of 4, and has a transmute cost of 2. 2 is what you're paying to transmute it with, but then you get to search your library for a card that has a converted mana cost less than the card that you transmuted.
Alright.
It's a kind of like a way to tutor up cards from your library.
Okay. I'm probably going to need your help with that one again.
Sure.
However, this time, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
This is a big one.
I am going to steal your Deathwatch Shaman's identity
Okay, so create a token that's a copy of
target artifact or creature.
First I'm like, whoa, this is Lazav, I need to tread carefully here. Then she puts a cipher on it that's going to allow him to copy things. I'm like, oh.
Yes.
This is really tough, I need to play carefully.
And then Cipher, it says, then you may exile the spell card encoded on a creature you control. Whenever that creature deals combat damage to a player, its controller may cast a copy of the encoded card without paying its mana cost. So what does that mean?
Cool.
That means I get to make another one.
Yes, so you basically get to add that ability to a creature that you choose, and whenever that creature is going to deal damage to me, you get to play that spell as if though you've cast it again, time and again. So you get to do that stolen identity continuously whenever the creature that you've attached it to or ciphered it onto is going to deal damage.
Okay, so can I make a copy of your Deathwatch
Yeah, you're going
Shaman?
to copy this guy, and then you get to cipher one of your creatures.
Okay, then I'm going to cipher Lazav, who I'm going to just keep copying. And then this is exiled. And that brings my... so now can I just see this?
Yes.
So, can I do its tapping abilities?
You can do its tapping abilities if it doesn't have Summon Seekers, and also you need to keep in mind, because it has a cost attached to some of those.
Yes.
So one of them is free, one of them costs black, one of them costs green. You'll be able to do the black one with your mana currently, and the top one, which is free.
Alright, and that brings it to my end of my turn, because I can't do any of those things because he's sneaky.
Yes, not issue.
And I pass my turn to you. I think I'm doing okay.
I am going to just use Deathrite Shaman's ability. I'm going to pay black, exile your Ribbons of Night from your graveyard, and make you lose 2 life for that.
Yo, guys. There it goes. That was hard fought for.
Then I'll play a Swamp, and an Elves of Deep Shadow, so that's a 1/1 elf. If I tap it, I can add 1 black to my mana pool, but the price I pay is taking 1 damage for that ability. I will then go to combat, and I will attack you for 4 with my Finebreaker and 5 with my Goliath Insect.
Okay. So that's 9.
9, goodness.
I'm gonna play a risky game and I'm gonna take that.
Cool.
Math, 11. And everyone watching is like, no, why? Oh, except for that one person who's like, yeah, it's genius. Genius.
That's fine. I probably would have done the same. I am going to end my turn with that.
Alright, untap. Boop, with the official sound. Okay, new card.
Text. I think we had to like pause for 5 minutes. So I could just let me just read this. No, I wasn't reading it. And now I'm ready. But I wasn't ready.
Is it cool? By the look on your face, it seems like
I think it's cool,
card.
but I'm probably not playing it probably well.
I can tell you're up to some shenanigans.
Shenanigans. My question is, am I going to survive another turn? Or should I do this? Okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to tap all my lands as Rising from the Dark Depths is a Neverborn Phalanx, which is a creature horror. And when it enters the battlefield, each opponent loses 1 life for each creature they control.
It's each opponent's, yes. That is a one-sided effect. In this case, I'm going to lose 4, so I'm going to drop to 16.
Yes.
Okay.
And then...
And he's 2 power and 4 toughness. Okay.
Yes. And then I'm going to pass my turn.
At the end of your turn, Deathrite Shaman's ability again. After paying 1 black, I'll exile Last Grasp from your graveyard and make you lose 2 life for that.
I'm just like, but why is this my life?
Draw. Ooh, more lands. So much mana. Where are my spells? It's a 2/4 and 5/5, and then I'll go to combat and I will attack you for 9 once more.
Okay, so I'm gonna soak up the biggest damage because if you murder him,
soak up the 5.
He's done it, and then that's a 3/4.
A 4/3 because it has a counter on it, so you'll take 4 damage if you don't.
Oh gosh. Okay, I'm gonna have to do. Oh, suck. Okay, cool. Because I don't think I can take another 4.
Okay,
I don't think I'm a good enough player to go that low.
That's okay. You're gonna block with the Lazav.
Yes, and he's gonna die. Because I feel like I want to try and use your Deathwatch Shaman's abilities.
Okay, cool.
I feel.
That will be me. I'll just pass the turn back to you.
Okay. Boop. I also do the boop because it makes me feel better. Alright. Okay. I'm going to play Mission Briefing. I'm going to Surveil 2, so that means I look at 2. Yes. Look at the top 2 cards of your library and then put any number of them into your graveyard.
You either choose to keep them or you can get rid of them if they don't have any sort of benefit for you. That Surveil's one of the new mechanics introduced in Guilds of Ravnica.
Then I can choose an instant or sorcery card in my graveyard, and I may cast that card this turn. I'm going to cast Unexplained Disappearance again.
Cool.
So return target creature to its owner's hand. Take this one away, because it's going to lose its token, right?
It's going to lose its counter, yeah, but remember he's got an Enter the Battlefield ability as well.
What is this, Enter the Battlefield?
So I can return a permanent card. But
okay.
Granted, I don't have too many cool, I don't really have anything cool to return. So either one, he's a 4/3 and he's a 5/5. They both cost 4 mana.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, take this one rather, because...
Be gone, bugs.
And then I get to surveil another card, although I've already seen that card. So... Woo! Surprise!
Okay. Cool.
I throw this card away. But now I actually have mana to spend on stuff.
The Deathrite Shaman is.
So there's that. It's not going to help me for anything. Ah, fails. All right. I'm going to pass my turn.
Okay. I'll play the Swamp.
Oh, so much land.
Yeah, a lot of mana. And then I will attack you for 4 with my Fine Broker.
I'm going to defend with the Deathwatch Shaman, who's going to die.
So in this case, when you block with him, you can still tap to use his ability. You can block and use the tap ability. Because when a creature becomes blocked, no matter what happens to the blocker, it still remains blocked with the attacker. So you can actually block and then go in as well. In addition, I'm going to tap him and maybe play an ability. For example, exiling a sorcery from my graveyard to make me lose some life.
But I can't do that because I don't have any green.
You can't exile creatures, but for the black ability there,
but
you
then
can exile an instant or sorcery
each
card,
opponent.
Each opponent, yes. Yeah.
Ah, okay. Then yes, then I'm going to do that. Sorry, I need to learn to read.
That's okay. I've got 3 instances of sorceries. Do you have a preference?
Yes, I do. If they're fancy and you can bring stuff back.
That one returns creatures. This one destroys things, and then this one is a split card that does all sorts of things.
Yo, that's interesting. I'm just going to get rid of the one that returns a creature.
Vigor Mortis. Okay, cool. So
Yeah.
that is exiled, and I lose 2 life. It's 14. You don't take any damage. And I will play my Deadbridge Goliath.
Again.
After combat. Again,
Yeah.
yes. It's Golgari. Everything recurs. And pass the turn to you.
Alright. Boop! I survived another turn. I wonder what this card is. Yeah.
Surprise.
Surprise! Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to play Circu, the Dimir Lobotomist.
Cool.
It's a legendary creature, a human wizard, so whenever you cast a blue spell, which is why I was like, oh, I played this wrong, because I should have played that first, then played my instant.
Sure. Get the benefit.
I exile the top card of target player's library. If I play a black spell, exile the top card of player's library. And your opponents can't cast spells with the same name as a card that I have exiled after that.
Okay.
And then I'm going to tap for 2 and play a Guild Mage, which has abilities that let me, for 4 mana, I get to target player draws a card, activate this ability only anytime you could cast a sorcery, so that's my turn. And then for 4 mana, target player discards a card, and I activate only when I can play a sorcery.
Okay, so that's a blue and a black spell now, so both those abilities are going to trigger.
No, but I haven't done that. I have to cast it.
But for this ability, so if you play that first, that resolves, and then when you cast this afterwards, it will trigger those.
Is the casting? I summon this creature.
Yes,
that worked out. Yay! Thank you for being so honest.
Okay, sure.
Yes. So
it says I exile the top card, so it's 1 for each of them. Elves of Deep Shadow and a Forest, and that says all cards. That's pretty powerful, that last effect, because it includes lands.
Does that mean you can't play a land?
I can't play any more forests or elves of the deep shadow.
Ooh!
For as long as Circu Dimir Lobotomist remains.
Fancy.
Okay. Which isn't great because I have a forest in my hand. Okay.
Okay.
Cool. Is that you for the turn?
Yes. Question. Since you can't cast spells with the same name, you have Elves of Deep Shadow on your board already. So once it's on the board, it's already been cast.
Yes, he's going to remain unaffected. It's basically from my hand, I won't be able to summon him.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Then
thanks for the help.
Sure. At the end of your turn, I'm going to use Deathrite Shaman's ability again. The black one. Exile target instant or sorcery card from my graveyard. Choose your mission briefing and make you lose 2 life for that.
Yo, I'm just going to die here.
It's a very, very powerful card.
Got rid of it twice.
I'm in a pretty confident position here. I think I've got a dominance on the board. She's been playing a lot of spells, but her permanents haven't really been able to stick around. She's been playing some of the creatures, but they just simply are getting overwhelmed by my creatures and not able to block effectively, really. But the Deathrite Shaman for me, again, is the one that pulls me out of a hole. It just keeps on draining her every single turn, and there wasn't much that she could do about it. She kept on filling her graveyard with instants and sorceries, as you'd expect from a Dimir deck, and that absolutely was just, you know, fuel for the fire that was Deathrite Shaman.
Can't play a forest, I'll play a swamp though, and then I will go to combat, and I will attack for 9 again.
Oh gosh, if I don't defend, I'm dead. So... Here, look at that. Okay, I'll take this, I'll soak the 3. 4, it's a 4,
You'll
eh?
take 4 from there, yeah.
Can I come back from this?
Depends on what you draw, I guess.
But I know what I'm gonna draw.
No, Isabel.
I can see death is coming for me. I see that death watch, right? Shaman, Misty Spectre appearing behind Stefan's face as he shouts, "Go, my cheating fiend!" And I feel I will stand tall for all the other decks that cannot stand. I will maintain my stance on the battlefield. I will not forfeit. I will last until the final end so that they know the Dimir, who may or may not exist, was here.
Alright, okay, so I'm gonna do that.
Okay. Sorry,
I don't think it killed you, yeah.
No. And that will be me for the turn.
I wonder what it is. Oh, boop. I didn't look at it. Boop. Yeah, I got nothing, guys. Dimir Aqueduct enters the battlefield tapped. And then I bring a land back. Yeah, I've got to keep him for defense, I guess, but I'm poked. I think it's pretty much...
Yeah, I think the Deathrite Shaman is really the one that's going to kill you. I've got 2 sorceries left here. You've got 1, 2 left there. So that alone, just through attrition, I'm going to kill you here.
Yeah, and you already have another character, or you could soak up 2 that I would do to you. So... Oh, and I didn't take the damage from the last turn.
Oh, you took 4 then.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, I'll block and we'll see.
Okay,
Play it where it lies. Nothing is done.
At the end of your turn, I'll exile a sorcery. I'll
Cool.
deal 2 damage to you or make you lose 2 life.
Boop. Why are you like that when I'm like this? I mean, I've been nothing but nice to you. I mean, I gave you back to your hand. I let him come out. I mean, I'm like, hey, does your Death Watch Knight Shaman man want to come out and play? No, he can go back home, but he keeps coming back to murder me because...
I'll untap, I will draw, and then at the start of my turn, I'll do that again and make you lose the last. Thank you, Deathrite Shaman. And thank you for the game, Carla. Appreciate that.
Thanks so much. You're so welcome.
Yeah, thanks for the game. I look forward to the next time that we play. I'd like to extend a thanks to Inkblot, the Nexus, as well as the Dum Dum Die podcast, as well as the entire cast there, as well as Unplug Yourself for having made this video possible. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in, and please do join us next time.
And as usual, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share with all your friends, foes, families, and familiars, and have a most amazing week filled with gaming.